Hi guys, and welcome to this week's Stalker of the Week, which is Seven of Wands. If you're new here and you do not know what Stalker of the Week is, it's a collective reading I do on a particular energy that has kept popping up, so it's been stalking, right? Therefore it is a collective reading. Yes, I guess I just said that. Yeah, it's a collective reading, and also a general reading, so as always, take the messages that resonate with you, leave behind the rest. This stalker here is based upon the monthly readings for May, which all of the stalkers this month will be. Seven of Wands. We're starting with the Seven of Wands. I have an entire list, right? We're probably also going to go over Justice and Temperance and the Moon. So there were many interesting energies showing up. But we're starting with the Seven of Wands because that popped out the most to me. By the way, how are we going to do this? I'm going to do what I normally do, is that I start by going over the energy. And then we start the reading. I will put a timestamp below. So let's start by going over the reading. It has become a little bit of the norm here. Just going over generally about the Seven of Wands. As an energy in tarot, right? As a raw energy. Because as in tarot, when you one card, well, unless you do a one card pull, right? But other than alright, tarot's a little bit complicated there. You can think of it like each position in tarot, right? Each position in a spread represents a particular question, and then you pull a card as an answer to that question. But when you do tarot, you read the synergy between the cards, the energies that pop up with the cards, right? So it's rarely like an isolated energy, which we will also figure out which will also be shown when we start diving into the reading. But it's become the norm here to go over general, just the energy itself. Let me know if that's something you want me to stop with. But we have here the Seven of Wands. Now we're using it in the Line Strider deck because that's where it popped up. Seven of Wands. What's Seven of Wands? Well, apparently it is Mars in Leo, it's said here. On this, I have a few deck cards in front of me here. I will show you in a minute. I'm not that much into astrology in this case, but it is apparently Mars in Leo. What's Mars? Mars is the planet of action. And Leo is also a very fiery energy, one of also of the ego, right? But also the one of fun and all of that. Seven of Wands in itself is Seven of Wands is an energy related to, I want to say, push and pull effect. Push and pull. You can see this is how you normally see him, right? Seven of Wands is that a bloke here being caught off guard. He needs to defend himself, or is he fighting? That's really a good question. Is he fighting something off, or is he defending himself? Push or pull. Push, pull. So it has a fight to it. But it also has a lot to do with standing up for what it is that you believe in. But doing it in a way where you don't become too defensive. So Seven of Wands has a lot to do with confidence. Seven of Wands tied together with a lot of different energies, but if we look at it in relation to the Five of Wands, then Five of Wands has a lot to do with discipline and learning to speak. It's like Five of Wands. You can think of the Five of Wands as the boys in the yard, in the schoolyard, or that of fighting for fun. Seven of Wands is then when you then come out of the school yard and you gotta learn to stand up. It's no longer practice. It's a real life. There's a difference, it's doing it for the fun and then doing it because you now it's the real thing. Seven of Wands is that energy of it's the real thing. Seven of Wands is also associated with haters, which is how it showed up a little bit here in the general in the May readings, right? Is one of standing up for oneself. But doing so in a way where you just gotta be careful not to become too defensive. It's either pushing away or also attracting, It's very much about finding the balance. Now, for some of the zodiacs, this energy showed up in the past. When it showed up in the past, Seven of Wands, then it speaks to you having learned to stand up for what it is that you believe in. And you have found your footing in where you are in the present moment because you stood up for yourself. In the present moment, that can speak to being, I want to say, it's almost like a little bit of yes, there will possibly be times where you should stand up to yourself. Again, it depends on how it showed up in the reading, right? But we're gonna just do a collective here. How it shows up is it? Yes, it's basically about, you know, standing up for yourself, but also doing it a way where you gotta be careful, not to become too defensive. That, especially if it's in the future, be careful not to throw yourself into situations at the current moment that will lead you where you become too defensive, right? It's basically, if it's in the future position, it's very much about, you know, are there any conflicts you can avoid, but not to the extent where you abandon your principles. Seven of Wands is also, I find this depiction very, very nice of the Seven of Wands. That is someone here who sits and defends her beliefs, right? It can feel like you sometimes are alone in the Seven of Wands, which is also why it's about, you know, being, yeah, it can feel like a lonely energy sometimes when you're standing up alone, but you don't necessarily have to. Again, you know, that those police behind could either be against or with. I'm not gonna go into that, but you know, yeah, let's just see how it plays out here, right? We are gonna use the archetypes. We have a lot of different, and this Nine Strider here. Gonna also use this. This Next World Tarot, because I like it. It's very empowering, and I have a lot of oracles and possibly also keynotes here, right? We're gonna pull a soul lesson for it also. We're gonna look into the message it comes with, and then see where it takes us from there, right? Just the message it comes. If there's a message from the Seven of Wands here, so that's that. Let's get started. What are we gonna start with? We are gonna start with pulling, or I want to start by pulling a keynote. Let's get the reading starts now. Show a keynote here for the Seven of Wands. By the way, guys, if you like this content, please like the video. I would appreciate your support. Originality. Show me, what do we have here for Seven of Wands? The Seven of Wands. For the collective. Show a life event here, or something. What message for the Seven of Wands for the collective here? For the Seven of Wands. No, Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands. Changes to family dynamic, empathy and compassion, and something pro-social, teammate and moral compass. But changes to the family dynamic, that's is a life event. It can be new family members, it can be changes to how you come together as a family. Right, that's very interesting. Changes to family dynamic. So we talk, I'm gonna dive into this. This is something I really gotta place myself into. Okay, changes to family dynamics. What strikes me the most is this changes to the family, how family comes together, how family come together. That's what strikes me the most. Families dynamics can be very, they are massive. You know, Christmas time, holiday times can be very, very stressful, especially if you don't get along with your family or all of your family members. It can be that, but it can also be that when you then add a member to your family, a newborn, or just, you know, you add a spouse or a girlfriend, boyfriend, partner, new partner. That can apparently also have an effect here. Apparently, we will dive into it, right? We will dive into it. It's just interesting. And we have here empathy and compassion, the ability to truly understand the emotions and moods of yourself and others without having a clouded judgment or a hidden agenda. Guys, I really hope you will be patient with me throughout this reading, okay? This is, I can already sense it. Diving into something that might be very unknown to me, alright? So you gotta be patient with me. Unknown is meaning that the energy is something I will have to be it's abstract to me. It's the only way I can say it. So I will have to find language for it as we go along. We learn something new every day, right? So let's see here. Show the archetype here. Show an archetype for this. I almost want to get the wisdom there. Show me an archetype here for the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands here. Show me an archetype for the Seven of Wands. we have forest showing up basically okay. And we have nectar. What is the forest? That's a place you go. Yes, the forest is a place you go. In the darkness. That's so interesting. I was basically visiting a tent in my mind earlier today. And a mountain. Of course, I'm always visiting a mountain. The forest is a place that can feel very scary, basically, because you are in that tent there. You don't really have access to the sounds, or you will listen to the sounds like they come here. You hear the voices. For instance, also, if people dislike you. Or they disagree with you, but it's in the tent, you don't really see the faces of them, but you can hear the voices. That's really what I'm getting here. You may not see, but you can hear the voices. Oh, is this something like, it's just, yeah. Being sitting at a place, where it's like you're on the toilet or something like that, or you are, I don't know, sitting somewhere with the window open and you can hear people talk about you. About you being a new member to a new addition, a new member to the group, a new member to the family. And they don't know you hear them. Let's hope it's something good they say, but with the 7 of Wands, it's a need here to defend yourself. People don't like change. People don't like change in general. I almost want to get this forest here. So you can also hear the message. I know what I get from it, but let's see if you get something from it. I'm really fond of doing this these days. Maybe one day I will stop, but I like to give you, because it's very rich, this one here. Consider for a moment your earliest memory of the forest. Well, I grew up around them. It's likely it included all the mythic dynamics of this archetypal space, a little fear, a little enchantment, perhaps losing your way, perhaps discovering a secret mystical treasure. Such is the magic of the forest. It requires first that you enter it, and then that you get lost within it. You may think there's a path to lead you straight through, but soon enough you'll be on what is known as the pathless path. There are tricksters here, dense foliage and entanglement. But equally present are the glimmers of fairy light and friends among the trees. You are on an adventure now, and there's no turning back. So embrace the dim light and the moving shadows, whether literal or imaginal. Brave the forest and get lost getting found. Get lost getting found. I'm glad this showed up. The woods, the jungle. Maybe one day I should really look into what it is that's represented by the forest. The forest is a scary place. That's the energy when I get with the forest. It's a very scary place. It's similar to the ocean, but the ocean and the forest are both scary places because you do not see what is out there. In the ocean, you don't see what's beneath you. In the forest, you don't see what. It's basically similar to the same, except. Forest is the same. It's just a different kind of scary. Where in the ocean, it's a different kind of peace. It's the wave. It's almost that what makes the ocean scary. It's a different kind of fear. Sorry, I was just getting lost here. I'm not going to the ocean. We're going into the forest here. The forest is scary because of the animals that are there. It's not the underworld, but it is that they are there. Sometimes you can see them, but they come in flashes, and it's those voices that are scary. So I really get that this, someone could be talking about you. Or talking about someone going on a new path. It is changes to the family dynamic. That's really what I'm getting. And is there enough empathy and compassion to embrace you, or is this you accepting someone new? What do we have of soul lesson here? We're gonna get to it when we lay out the cards. I'm doing it a little differently today, as you can see. What do we have of soul lesson here for 7 of Wands? What do we have as the soul lesson for Seven of Wands? We have peace, and we have surrender, which was under the deck just before. I'm gonna go under the deck in a minute. I'm trying a new technique today. Peace. I am a being of love, and I release all negativity. So it's actually not that bad of an energy. Peace, you know what? We're gonna basically see what this keynote is about as we go along. Peace. I am a being of love, and I release all negative energy. That's what I get when I look at this here. That is, you know, sitting there surrounded by the candles, and even if people would talk negatively here, I still I see peace within yourself being what will keep you on your toe here. It's almost like peace is an advice, as a way to, can I really say, to make people like you. Show me here the Seven of Wands. It's just, I was looking at this goat, or this mountain. I call it the mountain goat. It's very funny. It's in the suit of wands that I find this mountain goat. It's probably Aries. No, yeah. I just find it interesting. It's that goat that stands on the top of the mountain, very peaceful, even though there are all of those down there. Show me a keynote here, and we're gonna get some more. Just want to see, this is in love, right? I just want to pull it out just so I have something to tie it to. Show me this in love. Unconditional love showing up, and then we have betrayal underneath. Okay, we're leaving that. You know what I was saying? Unconditional love, you are free. Unconditional love says, I am connected to love, regardless of any condition, and in unconditional love, I am free. And we have betrayal. We're gonna go underneath the deck in a minute here. I just want to have unconditional love, but it came out twisted. So there's something here about, you know, betrayal. Can that kill unconditional love? That's a good question, can it? Let's pull out a moonology, and then we're going to pull out the tarot. I just like to have these, pull them out with you. It's almost like a preparatory before the reading, where I get all of the, like, it's almost like I get the context. I'm presented with a context, which is what I don't get, because they happen like this. Normally when you do a reading face to face, you have you get the context, right? You get the energies like that. Alright, show here the moonology. Show me the moonology here. For Seven of Wands, for collective here. We have your hard work is paying off. There we had the Capricorn. And believe in the impossible. Did I not get that one from Tay? Your hard work is paying off. This is what showed up in the other oracle, the Capricorn Awakening. There we had that goat again there. So maybe Leo Capricorn energy here. Your hard work is paying off. It's basically that of setting goals for the future here. The new moon is have I already scratched these cards? Oh my god. Yeah. The new moon is a matter here of, you know, setting plans. And the Capricorn is about career, but it's very much about your path. It doesn't have to be your career, but it has to do with your path. And we see here changes to family dynamics. So there's changes to a group dynamic in which maybe you're the new member, or maybe you're dealing with a family here. I'm being thrown back to the Hierophant that has shown up, and the Temple in reverse that has also shown up for some of the zodiacs, which is that of basically being smothered by, for instance, you know, difference. First and foremost, there are difference in formal value systems, right? The way we grew up, the values installed in us by our heritage. It can be a desire to break free from that, but it can also be that you can feel smothered by what is being placed upon you. But I get a strong sense of victory here in this reading. Well, she has thrown back. Alright, let's pull out the tarot here. Show me here, Seven of Wands. What message do you have? The Nine of Cups. This has a lot to do with what it is that you want. You're getting a wish fulfillment. We have death. And we have Nine of Cups, death, and we have Five of Swords. And we have Page of Swords underneath here. I really get that there's a curiosity. First and foremost, I see you getting a wish fulfillment here. You being happy within yourself. I really get that this will be your strength. In whatever event, you will find yourself in the Seven of Wands, which has to do with a change to a family dynamic or a group dynamic, right? Shows up as friends. So it could be that they are, maybe someone here is not, maybe you broke up with someone or you add someone here, I don't know. But there will be probably, you know, I really get this hearing people talk. And it's like, why is this person here? Yeah. But I see your strength here is that of pulling within your own your core, your happiness within yourself, that you are happy, right? I feel as though there's a change going on in your life because your hard work is paying off. You are bad. Maybe you have been rewarded because the Seven of Wands comes after Six of Wands. You have been rewarded something here. You are been added. But there is, with the Five of Swords here, there may be people here who can be very smug or some maybe, right? Who are not really, it was the doorbell there, not really welcoming. Or it's here. That energy could be here. Let's see what we have. But I see you being very happy. Because you're happy, you are able to disconnect from yourself. And then we're going to pull out this. And then we're going under the decks here. Because I'm really curious about what's going on underneath the decks. That's where I love finding the secrecy here. What do we have? We have 4 cups. And we have 6 of Pentacles. And we have the Hermit. And we have the Revolution, the Tower underneath. Oh, we are so going to dive underneath the deck. So the message here is that when you hear voices about a new path, you find peace by going inside yourself here, right? Your hard work will pay off. Show your capacity to be the bigger person in case people should be feeling inclined to talk about you here, right? Or it's about the changes that you have done. Show me that, a new family. It's almost like someone here has lost someone and then they are going on to something new. Right, someone here, it's almost like, why did you break up? It could be about relationship that didn't survive COVID, right? Meaning that some people broke up. Was it because of COVID? No, but, if the foundation was already rocky, being locked up together probably did not help. But let's see here. And I am seeing with the 4 cups, 6 of Pentacles and the Hermit, I am seeing a slight boredom as well. It is almost like, because you are the only one there, alone, people talk. But it may actually also be, I'm gonna say something here, that someone else is being added into a family dynamic. But that addition makes it a third party. Do you understand? It's basically like, let's say that you are a single parent here and you start dating someone new. And you have children, right? And you then introduce your child to this new person. That is a change that is also about to test something here, right? Because it depends on the age of the child, but that's a change that affects the family dynamic, and that can also bring some sort of a it's a tricky situation that needs to be thought about. This is a very, very interesting reading I'm getting, guys. It's actually not what I expected. But let's go underneath the deck here. So the message is basically, it is this push and pull. That there will be possible times here, some of you will meet where you will find yourself in, where you will feel a need to defend yourself. But it's not this hostility that it could be. Your strength here will be to basically withdraw a little bit. It's almost like it's like that of not having someone there. If you just broke up and you go to family reunions and there's a change there, right? You are single and then feeling alone, learning to be in that emotion, and then also that of probably being introduced into a family dynamic where you may not feel welcome, but then be pulling upon your own happiness and basically saying that you are welcome because someone chose you. But let's see what we have underneath here, right? Let's see where we get when we get started. In all cases, it's very much about relying upon your own, that you like yourself. It may be that someone here may not like you, but you like yourself. And I don't really get, it's more like someone here is curious about who are you. So let's get started with, because I'm really, really drawn towards that betrayal there. Especially when I see what we have here. Are you mad? Alright, are you ready for the drama? If you don't want the drama, get out, because I can sense it. But this is a good message. The message is peace. Peace out. I am a being of love and I release all negative energy. Because there is negative energy. There might be, you might find yourself, some of you might find yourself, even if it's just a child that doesn't want to accept someone new in the family, because that change is difficult to deal with, right? Or it being an adult who behaves like a child, because then we're dealing with something different, right? Well, let's see, we have empathy and compassion here. Comes with betrayal. Empathy and compassion also comes with the nectar, which is that of love. So we have a situation here that has to do with love being what makes the situation go around here, but that of being able to understand each other as well. To place ourselves through love, place ourselves into the shoes of the other person. Or if it's not love, then just basically the capacity to think outside our own nose. But here with empathy, compassion is actually a little bit of a mix. Is that of understand why you respond the way you respond to change. So, for instance, that you don't project your own shit onto someone. Your reluctance to change is then projected onto someone else as they are the worst thing that ever happened, right? And betrayed, when you realize you've been betrayed, fear really hits you. That's what you feel first. And then it's anger and frustration. Then disappointment and disillusionment. Probably something we're going to look into with the moon here, right? But we do have the Tower, and we do have Page of Swords. These two together are not really the best energies that I would like to see together, because this could be, something from the outside here, crashing and burning. But for some of you, it's that curiosity. It's the curiosity about you, but I really also get this child here feeling as though they've been betrayed. It's like, why did you not understand me? Why did you not see me? Why did you not recognize? But I am also getting, the Page of Swords is actually, unfortunately, I do not like the Page of Swords, not always. Because the Page of Swords can be someone who, especially when it shows up with betrayal and revolution here, Tower. Well, first and foremost, for some of you, it is that curiosity about you, but I hope no one will betray you and sell you out. Because I see a fear. I am seeing actually some negative emotions here, where someone out of a low self-esteem may want to control a situation here. Right. So let's move on here and look into what kind of can we do quickly. That's the message. Let's say here. Is there anything else? Is there anything else except the message? Tell more about how this can play out. Just more about that play out. Because if you already got it, but I need more. Show me more about events for this to play out here for the collective. For some of you, if you need to understand more, we do have sustainer. It's keeping things together. I think it's what I said. And we have the orphan here. It's actually not that bad of an energy, guys. The orphan here and the sustainer and the storm and the destroyer and the offering. I really get it's tends to be about. It really feels as though, you know, the child inviting a new parent into the family. A new parent, but you know, it's the child or someone with a childlike energy that has abandonment issues, but they are actually capable of dealing with it. Because the orphan here is capable of has been abandoned, but knows how to deal with abandonment issues. But or it could also be you here, right? Where you have been in through the grinder possibly here before, and honestly, I really feel as though you're basically navigating here. You're navigating a situation in which someone here is struggling with accepting change. And I really feel as though you just, it's not really, you show up as capable of dealing with it. Show me more here, that. Accountability, criticizing, yeah. I really get someone else's reluctance to deal with change. It's not so much about you. Speak up. Hold on, I'm gonna use this deck here to see. Show me that the reluctance. Show me the energies of the reluctance, of the resistance. Student, child wounded, and the warrior. It's really not that bad, sorry. It's really not that bad. It is, I really get as though we're dealing here with someone who's seeking answers to why some kind of it's really that child, that child energy. Or it's someone, basically someone with maybe not as reflective in how they deal with change. They're basically trying to find answers as to why is this change happening. And they are seeking answers. They appear very young. And you may just be hearing it. You may be overhearing it, but it can possibly feel uncomfortable for you. Shut the window. Remove yourself from it. Don't listen to it. It doesn't really come from a bad place here. It's more like it's talk. It's talk. It's not really it's not really someone. They're not gonna put the talk into action, if you know what I mean. Resist moving on through forgiveness. All right, let's see what your role in is. We have hero and hermit and a bully. Oh, you're not a bully. You want some kind of a journey here. Yeah, I really see. Yeah, you want the kind of journey, and you pull back. It's actually also that energy of like, why is this person pulling back? Why are they not out here with the rest of us? Why are they pulling back? You might highlight your tendency to intimidate others, helps you confront the inner fears that bully you. Some of you may pull back because you are afraid of being bullied. Does that make sense? It's almost that you withdraw because you fear negative judgment. You don't want to participate here, so you just withdraw. It's almost like coming up here, showing yourself as though you have something to give, but then you withdraw. And that's where I get this here. This person here this surroundings. The person could be a person like, why is this person not out here with us? And that becomes intimidating. You become intimidating to this person. That is probably what we have here, a person, family, whatever. Is that, why are you not here with us? Why do you seek solitude? It could be, the extrovert meets the introvert. But I really get communication could build this up. I get two environments that actually are very alike. So is there anything else we can do from this? Yeah, I also get here, every time you judge someone, you reveal a part of yourself that needs healing. Projecting past hurt. Incompatibility. A wounded masculine. Alright, I really don't think that's that much more to say here, is there? Should we look into a most likely outcome of the situation? Do we dare? Show me a likely outcome of the situation here. No. Let's see, what can't you control? As always, let's just use a tarot here. Now we have all of that on the table. What can't you control in this situation here? You cannot control Six of Cups and the Two of Wands and the Hierophant. You cannot control the upbringing someone else comes with. You cannot control the conditioning of someone else, meaning that you cannot control how other people talk about you or how they perceive you based upon their past experiences, just like they cannot control how you perceive them based on your past experiences, right? There's really this energy here about we can't, don't try to change how other people perceive. Don't people please, right? But trying to be good in the eyes of everyone can really waste time. I just got thrown back into a discussion I was having about because we're talking about the difference between jealousy and envy, which has nothing to do with this here. But that also talking about, because envy is a driving emotion in a proper narcissist, like a proper. I was saying here, because I really, really, really get tired when I do a reading and that shows up. It's not here, and that shows up, or some hate and all of that, because it's so really, really heavy negative emotions, and it comes in different degrees, right? But why is that? Yeah, for instance, the envy. And the envy would come in someone who really, really dislikes one person because of that they're happy or that they're kind, right? And there's nothing. Then you can have the kind person here. Let's say that you are a balanced person, in balance with yourself, and you're happy with yourself, and just that would would kickstart that envy, because envy is a lack mentality based upon you envy what you don't have based on what other people have, whereas jealousy is about you're afraid of losing someone or something, right? But envy is like you just hate, and that emotion, the envy, there's nothing the other person can do to make the other person, like the envious person, to like them more, because the person with the envy is up for themselves to deal with their envy. There's nothing the other person can do. There's nothing. Which is why it's so frustrating when you are dealing with people who are driven by envy, because there's nothing you can do, right? And of course, everyone can have forms of envy. Now, if I'm talking about one, it's very, 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 very toxic, which is rare. But when it happens, my God, I have to abandon it, because it's almost like because disgust comes up, and it's just terrible. Virgo had a few of them some while ago, last year. I think Libra also had it last year. But but the point was, the person, it was the envious person with the envy who needs to do the work on themselves. You can't change that. It doesn't show up like this, not at all whatsoever, right? Even though we just had the Queen of Swords, because yeah, she can. All right. So what can you control here? Well, basically you can't control how other people decide to make decisions on their path based upon past conditioning. What can you control? You can control the Judgment, the Seven of Cups, and Ace of Pentacles. You can control how you yourself cast judgment. Is whatever I just went through here, is there something here you can within yourself here look at, right? That's empathy and compassion, the ability to truly understand the emotion and moods of yourself and others without having a clouded judgment or a hidden agenda about the way forward that you would like, right? Because you are in a lack mentality. So what you can do is that you can not make clouded judgment on yourself and others. So most likely outcome here for you, if this is it, Knight of Cups, it's good offer. Five of Cups, not so good offer. And Four of Swords, there we had that Queen of Swords. Guys, I am going to say it as it is. I really still get this nagging energy. Thankfully it didn't show up that bad. I'm not so sure it's related to this. It could be, but it's more like a hidden here, right? There's a rejection energy here. Some of you might, alright. Is there a bitch here? A destroyer? Yes, there's a bitch who gossips and who's a detective and who's in... Yes, guys, there's a bitch. There's a bitch. Destroyer, gossip, detective, slave. There is a bitch here who has depression and a disbelief in miracles, and now comes this energy. Who would like to assume everyone that wants to be rescued is also... Alright, underneath the deck, which I hope fucking hell none of you are gonna run into this person. Unfortunately, guys, this may actually be someone that comes from over here, but I hope none of you are gonna go through that. Is someone who would seek to destroy, right? They like to destroy other people's dreams and potential, and they thrive on passing on information and having other people betray confidences, and they like to lie, falsify information, and they like to have other people be enslaved to them because they really have no belief in magic. They just like to destroy other people, and probably say stories such as people who provide strength in others are people who would like to be rescued in return, and they make up tales that basically are harmful. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, guys. Yeah. Oh my god. I hope none of you are going to meet that. I really do hope not. What we have here on the table, thankfully. Knight of Cups, Five of Cups, Four of Swords. Unfortunately, I do sense here a slight disappointment here. Alright, for some of you, you could actually run into this family dynamic where someone here tells someone to not follow their heart. Do not make decisions using your heart. What does love have to do with anything? And that creates a sense of loss here. You're a bad stepmother, I don't know, show me more what's underneath that. The child. Someone, as I said, who have lost faith in magic. And not, magic, because that person would probably not understand what is even meant by magic. There's a situation here in which someone here have lost touch with their inner child. They forgot what it was like to, maybe they've never even experienced it, what it's like to see colors, what it's like to be free, what it's like to have fun, like proper fun, where it's, you know, honest, where it's, you know, how can I, what's authentic fun? I don't know, you capable laughing at yourself, you know, you define for yourself. It's a fun that has nothing to do with, you know, the harm of others. It's a fun that's I don't know, silly. It's just smiling from the bottom of you know what I mean. Show me an oracle for that, and then we're done here. I really hope none of you are gonna find yourself in that. In that case, it would not be the child, because the child would not have a what do you say, maturity, the intellectual maturity to scheme like this, because that was a scheme. A child do not have the intellectual maturity. Emotional propensity, probably maturity, no. We have time to breathe out. We're done. The answers you need are coming through communication here. A fiery climax and emotions are running high. A new start is coming, guys. This energy here can play out in different degrees, right? I sense here, for those of you where it's not a proper toxic person, I really hope not, then I also pick up on a good one where it's a critical interview, so to say. It's you being met with someone who will not, I mean, they're very smart, they're very intelligent, they can appear intimidating, also you appearing intimidating to them, and communication will probably be a very good idea. And to step back and step out of your comfort zone here of yourself, and then breathe, and to try and place yourself into the shoes of the other person the best you can. But if, unfortunately, if you were to run into what I just read, explained there, as I said, there's nothing you can do. You can remove yourself and find peace within yourself. I really don't see it that much. I still see, yes, that there is some, can I really call it a snake? I think that we're gonna see this when we start diving into the moon energy later this month. Alright? There is something here that I find, I don't think it's associated with the Seven of Wands. I can't really say for sure. This here is a communication. This is a matter of communication. The Seven of Wands is also a minor arcana, right? So this could be an event where this takes place, right? Breathe, calmness here, calmness. So that is what I have for you guys. I hope that you got anything from it. We will next week will probably be justice or temperance. I will still have to figure it out. I have a list of possible stalkers. Seven of Wands showed up here the most. Otherwise we will do stalkers on archetypes or major arcanas. Maybe Three of Cups, because Three of Cups has been a silent stalker with justice. Alright, so that is what I have, as I said. I will see you next time. Take care. Ciao.